sir. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share, right? Also, try and check out my book on Amazon.com. Uh, the book is Hip Hop and Igbo Culture, authored by yours faithfully, Martin Ifan. So, check it out. Thank you. Stick around for political views. Today, the 26th day of February 2024, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, appeared before Abuja Federal High Court as his trial resumes. Good afternoon and welcome to Political Views on Ebona Day 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifan AKC. Over the current hardship bedeviling Nigeria, the former governor of Ekiti State, Fayose, said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying his best, and he inherited economy, a dead economy. Fayose went ahead to say that if we all change our attitudes as Nigerians, Nigeria will become better. You will remember that Femi Falana replied Attorney General seeking police protection for protesters. He also encouraged protesters, NLC, to conduct their rallies in a peaceful manner. So a lot is happening in our political space this afternoon. So let me bring you up to speed on the happenings. The headlines. On the headlines this afternoon, learn from Argentina's economic reforms. Atiku tells Tinubu. Edo Labour Party crisis deepens as third governorship candidate emerges. DSS operatives take over court as Kanu's trial resumes. Economic hardship. Protesters hit Lagos streets despite police warning. ECOWAS. Nigerians, northern senators hail lifting of sanctions. PDP shuns Shaibu, presents certificate of return to Igadalo. Soludo orders a manhunt for Anambra community leaders killer. DSS operatives take over court as trial resumes. Ekweremadu grateful to Nigerians for overwhelming support. Now, details. And Tinubu, the 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has advised President Bola Tinubu to take a lesser. VP said both leaders inherited a disoriented economy, but both are today simply because of what Tinubu has done or did not do. He's shifting the blame on opposition, and even ridiculously, his predecessor is needless and myopic. Market forces don't play politics, they respond to your actions and inactions. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Edo Labour Party crisis deepens as third governorship candidate emerges. The crisis rocking the Labour Party in Edo State deepened on Sunday with the emergence of a United Kingdom-based legal practitioner, Hilton Idahosa, as the party's third factional governorship candidate. Ahead of the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in Edo State, the Labour Party had on Friday conducted its primary. The Labour Party, under the leadership of Julius Abure as national chairman, produced a former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Olumide Apata, as the winner of the Labour Party governorship ticket. However, the leadership crisis rocking the Labour Party at the national level reared its head again as the factional national chairman of the party, Lamidi Apapa, announced the conduct of a parallel governorship primary and named Anderson Asemutu as the Edo Labour governorship candidate and Monday Mawa as his running mate. A letter dated February 22nd, 2024 and purportedly signed by Apapa informed the Independent National Electoral Commission of emergence of Asemutu as the Edo Labour Party governorship candidate. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, economic hardship. Protesters hit Lagos streets despite police warning. A human rights group identified as the Take It Back movement on Monday hit the streets of Lagos State to protest against the soaring price of food and the high cost of living in the country. This protest was held against the warning issued by the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayode, on Sunday. According to him, the police are aware of the pain by some people to protest in the state and will ensure that necessary measures are put in place for the safety of lives and property of Lagosians. He stressed that nothing would hinder the free flow of traffic or a peaceful environment to let residents carry out their lawful duties. The protesters were seen carrying placards of various inscriptions at Ojueleba under the bridge area of the state to make their grievances known on the current economic hardship across the country. Speaking with our correspondent, the TIB National Coordinator, Juwon Sayolu, said the protest was a demonstration of the people's will against oppressive tendencies and hardship. Still on the roundup stories on our political space this afternoon, ECOWAS, Nigerians, Northern senators hail lifting of sanctions. The Northern Senators Forum has applauded the decision of the Economic Community of West Africa states to lift the sanctions imposed on Niger Republic, Mali, and Burkina Faso following the takeover of government in three countries by the military. Also, Nigerians on Sunday welcomed the lifting of some of the sanctions, saying they hoped for improved economic intervention of Nigerian ex-military head of state General Yakubu Gowon. ECOWAS on Saturday, rising from its extraordinary session of the heads of state and government in Abuja, announced the lifting of the sanctions. The president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Torre, said the decisions were taken in the interest of unity and security in the African sub-region. On Sunday, Nigerians interviewed expressed their happiness over the development. We are very happy that the sanctions have been lifted. For us, it's like a day of celebration because everything is going to return to normal, said Abdul Aziz in the Nigerian capital, Niamey. And the next story we have for you, a PDP Shons Chaibu presents certificate of return to Igadalo Tuesday. The People's Democratic Party will on Tuesday present certificate of return to East Edo State governorship candidate Dr. Asorime Igadalo on Tuesday. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olunguaba, disclosed this on Monday in a statement titled PDP Presents Certificate of Return to East Edo State Governorship Election Candidate Dr. Asirimen Igodalo. The statement is, however, silent about the fate of the state deputy governor, Philip Chaibu, who also reportedly emerged a candidate in a parallel primary held by the appeal panel. The National Working Committee of our great party, the People's Democratic Party, hereby announces the presentation of the certificate of return to Dr. Asorime Igadalo, the elected candidate of our party for the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in Edo State. The certificate presentation ceremony is scheduled as follows. The PDP National Secretariat, Abuja, time 12 noon. And the next story we have for you this afternoon is really not local government area of Anambra State. Chief Silas Onyema, the governor, stated this in a press statement issued by his press secretary, Christian Aburime, on Monday. Soludo said he received with deep concern and the immense sadness the news of the brutal assassination of Onyema, which occurred on Friday night. He said he has therefore directed the state security agencies to take immediate and decisive action to apprehend the culprits and ensure swift prosecution of those responsible to deter further recurrences. Some yet to be identified gunmen suspected to be assassins had invaded the residence of the deceased on Friday and killed him. It was gathered that the hoodlums shot him right in the bathroom while he was taking his bath after inflicting several machete cuts on him. The incident, according to a source through the community, into panic, forcing the residents to desert major roads and the Eke market in the community, which used to bubble with activities, was also scanty on Saturday. While reacting to the development through the statement, the governor said on behalf of the good people of Anambra State, the state government unreservedly condemns this heinous act of unprovoked violence. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the family of Mr. Onyema, the Umoji community, and the entire Idemili North local government area. This senseless killing represents an affront to the peace and security we are collectively working to build in Anambra State, and we have vowed to ensure that the perpetrators of this dastardly act are brought to justice. Still on our political space this afternoon, DSS operatives take over court as Kanu's trial resumes. Operatives of the Department of the State Services have beefed up security inside and outside the Federal High Court in Abuja as the court is expected to commence the trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, today. The matter was suspended after the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted Kanu in October 2022. The appellant court also declared illegal and unlawful the abduction of Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria and quashed the terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. However, the federal government appealed against the judgment at the Apex Court. The Supreme Court, in its judgment on December 15, 2023, ordered the continuation of the trial of Kanu on terrorism charges. Kanu has been in DSS detention since June 2021 when he was repatriated from Kenya to Nigeria. Before entering the court premises, journalists, litigants, and court staff were searched at a minimum of 4 checkpoints, starting from the road to the Ministry of Justice. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Ekwere Madu, grateful to Nigerians for overwhelming support, solidarity, prayer. Senator Ngwu, Senator Minority Whip and the Senator representing Enugu West Senatorial District, Osita Ngwu, has said that his predecessor and former Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, was deeply grateful for the prayers and overwhelming support and solidarity he has received from Nigerians from all walks of life since his recent ordeal in the United Kingdom. Senator Ngwu said Ekweremadu's gratitude was expressed during their conversation when he recently visited him, adding that the former Deputy Senate President acknowledged God's mercy and kindness in his life. Who stated this in a statement in Abuja, condemned what he described as an unfounded by some uninformed individuals. Senator Ngwu expressed dismay at why some individuals would be hell-bent on misleading the unsuspecting public, the lawmaker. No who may be deceived by the fake news, he would never be bothered about issuing a rebuttal. Still on our political space, the next story we have for you. Rivers APC accuses Fubara of reneging on peace deal. All Progressive Congress APC in Rivers State has accused Governor Similai Fubara of foot dragging on the implementation of two key resolutions of the December 2023 agreement for ending the political crisis in the state. Although the party admitted that Fubara had implemented 6 of the resolutions, it wondered why he left the 2 critical components of the pact, representation of the state's 2024 budget before the House of Assembly and the of local government elections unattended to. The party's chairman, Tony Okocha, argued that by not fully honoring the agreement the governor had unwittingly put the State Communication Commissioner, Joe Johnson, accused Okocha of misleading the public. He wondered why he was fixated on the 2 resolutions. Okocha, who spoke on the 2 of being guided by a he said it was hard to believe that a Caribbean who became a governor after the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike sat on the noses of politicians and threw him off. Agreement reached in the bedroom. He criticized the governor's style of leadership, saying the APC might go to court to compare compliance with the agreement. With the agreement. In Abuja on Monday adjourned the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the indigenous people of Biafra, until 19th March. Binta Nyako, the judge before whom Mr. Kanu is being tried by the Nigerian government for terrorism, fixed the date for commencement of trial and promised to call at least 2 witnesses that day. Mr. Awolomo's appearance on Monday is an indication of the federal government's drastic shakeup of its prosecution team. Is the first time an external prosecutor will be leading the federal restored Mr. Kanu's trial after setting aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal freeing the IPOB leader. Mr. Kanu is standing trial for terrorism before Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. At the resumed proceedings on Monday, Mr. Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, argued a fresh defendant is entitled to adequate time and resources of issues hampering effective preparation of the IPOB leader for his defense leader on bail. But the prosecuting lawyer, Mr. Awolowo, disagreed with Mr. Ejimako. Mr. Awolowo told the judge Mr. Awolowo was a senior advocate of Nigeria brought on board by the new Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, was the external prosecutor that secured the conviction of a former federal lawmaker, Farouk Lawan, over the 2012 fuel subsidy probes bribery. Mr. Lawan's conviction was And lastly, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, Lagos plans additional 2,050 BR procurement of the vehicles. Bus rapid transit would further address queues at bus stations. According to him, more BRT buses will also be provided with the support of an oil company that has a promised state. We are almost done with the procurement of 2,000 BRT buses to ease the queues in the stations. You know, Lagos believes in public buses in addition to the ones that the state government is procuring. So this transportation fares by 25% in all routes. Well, there you have it. You know, court adjourns Nnamdi Kanu's trial. A new date emerges. Both the federal government and Nnamdi Kanu, change plain clothes and will not allow attires that have to do with tradition. You know, court adjourned the ruling on bail condition until 19th of March. A lot to talk about on this, all that is going on in our political space this afternoon. I need to know your thoughts on all of this. Remember that you can join us on Facebook at 6103045 you want to say, but we need to talk about all that is going on in our political space in one way or the other. We get to contribute, to molding our polity. The argument, about the dead that the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the presidential election in 2023, Alhaji Abubakar Atiku, is saying that Tinubu should pay attention to. You will remember that when this particular president assumed office in December, he also said that there will be tough times, but the reforms will kick in and the economy will get insinuated during his speech, May 29th, his inauguration speech, where he also declared the removal of fuel subsidy removal. Lies with both you and me, as you can see that the former governor of Ekiti State, Fayose, is saying that the problem with Nigeria is we, the people, we should get better. If every Nigerian is a better person, then Nigeria will get better. That we need to change a lot of things about our attitude. A lot of things, accepted or he insinuated that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. He inherited a dead economy. According to him, we need to hear from you. 34459334 or 09334 or 0704559. We have what's it called? The issues, the protest is ongoing. In places like Oshun, it is happening now. But Adegoke, Fayode, on Sunday. Now, Facebook, we are joined on 080 remains 070